Ranger Steve, and welcome to Enchanted Springs Ranch. Today we're going to talk about the Texas Rangers. Who knows what a Texas Ranger is? What do they do? What? No, they're not a baseball team. Now, the baseball team is named after the real Texas Rangers, but the real Texas Rangers do what? That's right, they're a law enforcement group. And you know what? We're going to talk about them today, but I have to tell you this. I'm not a real Texas Ranger. I dress like one, and sometimes I act like one in movies that are on this ranch. But I have studied the Texas Rangers, and they are a very special group, a law enforcement agency. In fact, they are so special, they've been around for almost 200 years, and they're known as one of the best in the world. How many of you kids have ever dreamed about being the best in the world? Yeah, it's something. Sometimes, don't you go to school and just hope, you can put your hands down, don't you just hope I can be the best today on this test that I could possibly be? I just want to do my best. And we're going to talk about that. How do you do your best? The Texas Rangers were the best in the world. And they started 200 years ago. I'm dressed like one 150 years ago. How would you recognize a Texas Ranger back then? Let's talk about it. They would have a, what do you call this? A hat. And a pair of boots. And if I had metal right here, what would we call that? Spurs. And if I had leather hanging down here? Chaps. And they'd have breeches, of course, and a shirt, and maybe these cool leather cuffs, right? They're kind of cool. And a vest. And a scarf. What are you staring at that I haven't talked about yet? A knife. They have weapons. They had to have weapons because law enforcement is there to fight evil to protect us. They're good guys, aren't they? They are the good guys. And so they need weapons like a knife. That's what they had back then. They had a pistol, and they also had a rifle like this one. And they had to be good at these things. They had to be really good because remember, their agency was the best in the world. But besides these weapons, what if I told you they had a secret weapon? A secret weapon that made them the best in the world. And that anybody can have it. You can have it. You don't have to be a Texas Ranger. But remember, you put up your hand and said, you have a dream. You want to be best in the world. So if I know that secret weapon, how many of you want me to tell you what it is? Why not, right? Sure. Okay, that's my job today, is to tell you about the secret weapon. And here we go. It's not about the knife. It's not about the pistol or the rifle or even the badge right here. The badge is like a weapon, isn't it? Because it told the bad guys I'm the law. The secret weapon for the Texas Rangers is behind the badge. What's behind my badge? Yes.
Heart.
My heart. Yes. And the secret weapon for anyone who's the best in the world is their heart. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And the Texas Ranger heart was just like the kind of heart you want yours to be the best that you could possibly be. And you know what? It's really, I'm going to grab myself a pointer here. It really all goes back to the badge and what's behind the badge. So if we look at the badge, there are 5 points on the Texas Star. And the Texas Rangers have defined these points as pointers. They point to the characteristics or the ingredients of a world-class heart. This top one is dedication. Now, what should we be dedicated to? What should be the most important thing in our life? What if it's ourself? What if the most important thing we're dedicated to or person is ourself? That's kind of selfish, isn't it? Is that going to ever lead to happiness? No. We need to be dedicated to something that's really important. And what's the most important thing you could be dedicated to. Think really big. Think way up there. Dedication to God. He's the most powerful force in the whole universe. Dedicated to our family, to our friends, and to our country. That's what dedication is about. The next character trait is determination. What does that mean? Determination means you do your best. You try in everything that's important in your life to do your very best. You don't quit. And do you sometimes fail? Sure. None of us are perfect. We all have failures at different points in our life, but we are determined to not let failure stop us. We get back up. We don't quit. We keep trying. Does that make sense? That you try to do your best? If you don't try, you're not going to do it, are you? What's this one? Dedication. This one? Determination. And this one is courage. Is there evil in the world today? Yes, there is. Courage means we're willing to fight evil, to say no when someone wants us to do something that's not right. Has someone ever asked you to take a pill, smoke a cigarette, drink something, or put a needle in your arm and put something in there that's not right? Sure, they may have, and maybe someone will ask you to say something bad about another kid or to hurt somebody. Courage means you have the will to say no. No to evil, no to bad things, courage to fight for good things. If someone is picking on your little brother or your sister or a friend of yours, and you know that's not right, you need courage to not run away. You need courage to help other people. So we go back to this, we have what? Dedication, determination, courage, and the next one is integrity. Integrity is a word that we don't hear very much, but let's talk about what it means. It means to tell the truth, doesn't it? To not lie, to not cheat, and to not steal. Is it hard sometimes to tell the truth? Yes. Do we ever make a mistake? Yes. Sure. And we need to be determined to keep trying. We don't give up. But we need to have integrity to be the best we can be. And the last one is respect. Respect means that we treat other people the way we want to be treated. Does that make sense? If we treated ourselves as the most important thing around each day, everything is about us, what I want to do, what I want to play, and when I'm on a team, it's all about me, and when there's a conversation, I want it to be all about me. Who do I respect in that situation? I respect me. Is that going to lead to happiness? No. It takes friends to find happiness. It takes friends to help us when we have hard times. We need to respect our parents. We need to respect our teachers. We need to respect good people that are older than we are, right? And respect means something else. I already asked you, are any of us going to be perfect the way we live our life? No. We're going to make mistakes. Are our parents perfect? No. Our teachers? No. And so when we mess up, respect means to go to somebody and say, I'm sorry, doesn't it? And if they respect you back, what will they do? They will forgive you. Forgiveness is a very important part of respect, right? These 5 points define the heart of a Texas Ranger and of anybody in the world. Whatever it is you want to be, their heart looks like this. Let's go over it again. What's this one? Determination, courage, integrity, and respect. You got it. Would you like to know where this all came from? Yeah, let's talk about how it got started. And it got started a long time ago. How do you start a story that began a long time ago? You ever heard anybody like your grandfather tell you a story? Let's do it like this. Once upon a time, sound familiar? A long, long time ago. In fact, let's go back 1,000 years ago. How many of you had ancestors that lived somewhere around here 1,000 years ago? How many of you had ancestors that lived 1,000 years ago? Now, come on, you're not an alien. We all had ancestors 1,000 years ago, right? Yeah. And if they lived here, you would have to check your family history, because that means you probably have Native American Indian blood in your family history. Because the only people that lived here 1,000 years ago were the Native American Indians. And there were different tribes, and they didn't get along, and there was bad weather, and there were snakes, and there were wild animals. And they had hardships. How did the best of the best Indians survive? They had to have the skills in riding a horse and using a bow and arrow and all of that stuff. But in order to be the best of the best, what did they need? Say it with me. Yes, dedication, determination, courage, integrity, and respect. That's how they survived. And now if we go back 500 years ago, the explorers came here. And when the first explorers came, they had to sail all the way from Spain over here. And they didn't know what they were up for. And they had bad weather at sea. And the ships are going up and down. And they almost broke and fell apart. And it was very scary. And then they got here and they roamed the countryside. And you know what? They brought the first cattle and the first horses to this part of the world. And while they're roaming around, they found that not all the Indians here welcomed them. And they too had hardships like the weather and wild animals and floods and crossing rivers. Some of them would drown. Did they need dedication, determination, courage, integrity, and respect to survive? Absolutely. And then 200 years ago, there was a man by the name of Stephen F. Austin who got permission from Mexico to bring the first American families to this part of the world. And he brought 300 American families. And with them, they brought 500 black slaves. Now, is slavery a good thing? No, we know that today. Slavery is not a good thing. Could we be enslaved today? Could we become slaves today? Well, we would hope not, right? But the truth is we could. What if somebody, like we talked about earlier, asked you to take a pill or drink a certain type of alcohol or some sort of drug, and you take it once? And what if it does make you feel good and you take it again and again, and it becomes a habit? And then you keep doing it, you become addicted. And there's all types of addictions, but addiction means you're enslaved. You have to have that thing that you're craving. You don't know how to quit. Some of you have to be careful. You could become enslaved to video games. You could become enslaved to just being lazy, coming home from school and not doing anything, spending the summer sleeping all morning. You're enslaved to laziness. There can be different types of slavery today. It's never a good thing. But the slaves back then and the colonists back then, all of them needed dedication, determination, courage, integrity, and respect to survive and be the best that they could be. And Stephen F. Austin found that there were some enemies. There were some evil people that roamed around here that didn't like him here. And so he said, we cannot count on these families protecting themselves. We need a special team of men. You see, the earliest Texas Rangers were men. It's not that way today. There's men and women. But Austin said we need 10 men to form a team. And we need the best of the best. And he got 10 of them. They were the best with a knife. and with a pistol and a rifle and riding a horse. But they were also the best here. What's this one?
Dedication, determination, courage, integrity, respect.
Right. They were the best of the best. And so, these men protected all of these families. We need to not only work on our knife and our pistol and our rifle skills, but we need to work on this. Is this ever going to be perfect for you? No, it's a work in progress. When does it end? When we die. That's when it ends. I'm 65 years old and I'm still learning things about dedication, determination, courage, integrity, and respect that I need to work on. So it never goes away, does it? If we really care about being the best that we could possibly be. Does anybody want to tell me, after listening for a while, what dedication means to them? Who wants to tell me what dedication means? What does it mean to you? Why don't you give it a try?
That you're dedicated to God and your family and not just yourself.
Right? That's what dedication means. How about determination? Who wants to tell us something about that? The young lady in the back.
It means never give up, just keep trying no matter what happens.
Very good. You want to add to that? She was going to say, you were going to say the same thing. Okay. How about courage? What does courage mean to you?
It means to stand up for yourself and somebody else.
So stand up for yourself and fight what? Bad things? Say no to bad things. And you also said to stand up for who else?
Somebody else.
Somebody else. It's not just about yourself. Why don't you answer the question too, sir?
It means that you're not afraid to help your friend if there's a bad kid who you've heard stories about that he can really beat
Exactly.
somebody up.
Exactly. And what's this one? Integrity. What does integrity mean? Anybody want to talk about that one? Remember? Go ahead.
That you, even if you've done something wrong, you still have to tell the truth.
That's right. And is it going to be hard to tell the truth when you do something wrong?
Yes.
Yes. And so what do you need to tell the truth? Courage. That's why these things all go together. They all form a world-class heart. The heart of a person that is going to be the best that they can be. And our last one is respect. Okay, let's try her right there.
Respect your family and your friends.
Very good. The young man back there had his hand up. What were you going to say, sir? You didn't have your hand up. Okay. Add on to what she just said.
Treat others the way you want to be treated and respect your elders.
Respect your elders too. Yes. Respect elders that should be respected. Does that mean you respect evil people? People who are mean? No. You try to get away and stay away and help your friends get away, right? Right. Okay. Anything else? Now, our lesson today has been about Texas Rangers, and it's been about heart. When you grow up, do you think you're going to be a Texas Ranger?
Maybe.
Probably not. Probably not. You don't have to be a Texas Ranger to have this kind of heart. You see, you could decide to be an astronaut or a pilot or a truck driver or a plumber or a carpenter or a secretary or a janitor or a preacher, a teacher, or maybe you're a famous singer. Maybe you just sing at church. Maybe you're an encourager. You encourage people. Maybe you're just serving. You're always helping somebody. Those are titles, aren't they?
Yes.
Those titles are like a badge. You may not wear it on your shirt, although some of those kind of people will wear that title on their shirt. But even a doctor and a lawyer, they have a title, and it's an imaginary badge. Is it important what you want to be or how you're going to do it? How you're going to do it. And you know what determines how you're going to do it? It's what's behind your badge. That's what really counts. Give you guys a big hand. Y'all were wonderful.